ये जर्नी जब जैसे ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट होती गई ना, then I realized that in 2022 I was like I was sleepless for a lot, many months, thinking about मुझे कुछ करना है यार, मुझे कुछ करना है यार, क्या करूँ, कैसे करूँ, नेक्स्ट कहाँ से आए. तो that was the time when I got an opportunity where my teacher Mansi Shirkurkar, she's a great teacher, Japanese teacher, um, and she was in Pune. She called me and said मेरे यहाँ पे एक दो तीन बंदे हैं मेरे इंस्टीट्यूट से आ रहे हैं जो जापान उनको स्टूडेंट्स करके आएंगे, कैन यू फाइंड मी अ गुड स्कूल, जापानीज स्कूल, कि यहाँ पर आके वो जापानीज सीखे. सो शी हैड शॉर्टलिस्टेड 3-4 स्कूल्स. उसमें से मैंने उसको बताया कि दिस इज द गुड स्कूल, आप ये सेलेक्ट करो. तो उसने बोला बट वो आएंगे तो वो शिंजुकू में आएंगे, कहीं रहने की जगह हो सकती है. एंड दैट टाइम माय 2-3 रूम्स वर एम्प्टी. आई सेड हाँ है. फिर can you start talking with their parents? I said I'll talk. So I started speaking with the parents. Parents ने कहा कि हमें comfort चाहिए. This is the first time my son, every parent same dilemma. My son, my daughter is going for the first time in Japan. आगे पीछे कुछ जैसे हम कहते हैं ना इधर ही में हुआ करना है. That kind of scenario. हमारा बैंक अकाउंट नहीं होगा, मोबाइल हैंडसेट नहीं है, एयरपोर्ट से कैसे जाना है पता नहीं है, लैंग्वेज नहीं ठीक ढंग से नहीं आती, थोड़ा बहुत सीखा हुआ है सांख्यू तक, लेकिन उसके आगे का कुछ पता नहीं है, शिकिकिन रेकिन क्या होता है पता नहीं है, एंड ऑल दैट, वो सब कैसे करेंगे. आई सेड ऑल सेड एंड डन, आई विल गेट दिस एंटायर फर्निश फॉर यू, यू पे मी द फर्स्ट इनिशियल कपल ऑफ मंथ्स द रेंट इन इंडिया, आई विल मैनेज. आपको हैंडसेट चाहिए, मैं हैंडसेट दूंगा, सो एवरीथिंग विल बी रेडी. सो दे गॉट एवरीथिंग रेडी एंड दैट वाज द कंफर्ट. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर वन ऑफ द पेरेंट्स सेड he had, you know, it was like heavily sugar coated, saying that you are like God for us, because हमें कुछ पता ही नहीं है, हमने वो देश देखा भी नहीं, और उनके कोई भी पेरेंट्स आज तक भी जापान नहीं आए. And that is where the journey started. Then I realized that अरे ये तो स्टूडेंट अकोमोडेशन इज अ गुड थिंग. अगर मैं फर्निश करता हूँ और मैं मॉडल चेंज करता हूँ, सडनली आई सॉ अ जंप इन माय रेंट्स. फर्निश करने के कारण मैंने जो बताया वो मुझे रेंट मिला, एंड पेरेंट्स वर हैप्पी, बिकॉज देन आई सॉ दैट फॉर सैलरी मैन रेंट इज एन एक्सपेंस, बट फॉर स्टूडेंट्स it's an investment for the parents. And that is a big thing. So while I give the best services, I saw the opportunity as well, and that is where it struck my mind कि इसको ही मैं अगर कंटिन्यू करूं तो अच्छा होगा. Then eventually students के हर problems में सुनना शुरू किया. I am still connected with all the students. एक तो बंदा अभी सेशन चो में ही रहता है, so he graduated from my building and the school, and eventually he got a job. So then I realized that ये students से लेके, अगर इंडिया से लेके मैं जापान का पूरा इकोसिस्टम बनाऊं, पर पीपल, लोगों को मैंने पार्ट टाइम जॉब्स वगैरह भी दिया है. सो जब लोग कहते थे मुझे पार्ट टाइम काम करना है, सो 7-Eleven में जॉब दिया, किसी को मैंने आईटी कंपनीज में पार्ट टाइम जॉब दिया, कोई अभी इनफैक्ट वन ऑफ द टेनेंट्स इज एक्चुअली वर्किंग इन रेस्टोरेंट नियर बाय, ऐसे भी है. सो ये पार्ट टाइमर्स को जब काम मिला तो दे वर ऑल्सो हैप्पी बिकॉज दे वर एबल टू पे द रेंट बैक. So then I realized that अगर मैं उनको help करूं to repay their own rent, nothing like it. Right. So I'm doing good for them. At the same time, I'm getting premium for that work as well through the rent. So that is where it stuck to my mind कि मुझे कुछ ऐसा शुरू करना है where I can start in Nishikasai or Kasai area. So sleepless for few nights. Finally, I got my approval from my wife, because after that 2011-2012 turbulence time, my wife has been the best supporter throughout. She has fought like anything, and उसने पूरा फोर्ट पकड़ के रखा था उस समय से. So and she is very wise in decision making. So she knew that Rahul, you're making hasty decisions. So this time I didn't want to make any decision without her. In fact, finally she woke me up one day and said, वैसे भी तू सोता नहीं है ना, कर. I think now you have got that maybe experience कहो, wisdom कहो, whatever कहो.
Now you're ready.
I think you are ready. But then फिर भी motivation नहीं था. But then one day finally I was in discussions. One of my great friends आनंद सागर के साथ मेरा call हुआ. He's a great entrepreneur, and he said, Rahul, आपको ना रेडी होने के लिए कोई ये नहीं चाहिए. मैंने कहा इन्वेस्टर्स को मैं कैसे इनवाइट करूं, मेरे पास उतने पैसे भी नहीं है. तो ही सेड देन कॉल इन्वेस्टर्स. मेरे इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए मेरे पास कोई ये नहीं है, वो क्या कहते हैं टर्म शीट होता है, क्या होता है वो, जो लिखना है वो लिख. अल्टीमेटली ना लोग नीति नेतृत्व से भी ज्यादा नियत को देखते हैं. नीति होती है, नेतृत्व होता है, लेकिन नियत सही हो ना, ये दोनों भी ना हो अल्टीमेटली, बट आपकी नियत सही है तो यू कैन डू इट. सो नेक्स्ट डे आई स्टिल रिमेंबर इट वाज 14 November 2022. दैट वाज द डे ही सेड करो फोन, कल सुबह मैं आप तुमसे बात करूंगा, आई वांट रिजल्ट्स. At least you have spoken to 4 or 5 people. And guess what? That motivation was my biggest motivation in life. I called up, and guess what? All 10 people came for the call, investor call. And 8 out of them actually signed up in a week's time. Investment came in, investment round closed. उस समय लोटस बिल्डिंग वहां पर बन रही थी. It was all good timing. Ultimately, it was the timing. हमने अप्रोच किया. I saw that it's coming at a good year. Then we got a good loan through our Uyama-san itself. He introduced us to a bank which was ready to give us loan, corporate loan. And एक कंपनी बनाकर, स्ट्रक्चर बनाकर, प्रॉपर मैंने प्रपोज किया इन्वेस्टर्स को. इन्वेस्टर्स के गो अहेड इमीडिएटली, गॉट द इन्वेस्टमेंट. And 2023 1st September the building was launched, but there have been turbulences even within that. Like 1st September the building was launched, and guess what, 4th of August 2023 मेरा पहला बैंक लोन रिजेक्ट हुआ था. Now I've been personally in my life, I've seen so many rejections, even bank loan के. There was a plan B in place. So plan A collapsed. I had my investor on 5th of August 2023. और 4th August को मेरा ये पता चला. It was not a good time because हमने already दुनिया भर को बोल के रखा है कि लोटस कसाई is launching. But I was very meaning अब तो ये प्रेशर कुकर सिचुएशंस को हैंडल करने की आदत हो गई है. And we went for the plan B. Ultimately we got the loan sanctioned on 26th August. Unbelievable है, but है. That's the truth. But that's how things work. And I think that क्या कहते हैं, keeping calm even during these times actually helped, because I knew सब ठीक होने वाला है. 26 अगस्त को लोन सैंक्शन हो गया, बिल्डिंग 1 सितंबर को आ रही है. 1 सितंबर को इनफैक्ट वी हैड अ पर्सन स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 31st of August. He wanted to start one day earlier. मैंने कहा वैसे नहीं होगा. सो 1st सितंबर से हमने स्टार्ट की. 2nd सितंबर को योगी सर ने लॉन्च किया था लोटस कसाई को. That's how we actually started.
So just one question, like Lotus Kasai is more for Indians who are coming to Japan?
Yes, so it's predominantly meant for Indians who are, like we call it as first timers or short timers, right? Who don't know about Japan, ज़्यादा used to नहीं है, want to live very near to the community, more want the Indianish feel. उसके बाद उनके requirement specific है, ना short term है, ज़्यादा की money वगैरह पर ध्यान नहीं देना है. So initially we were only talking with individuals.
So connected question is people who are visiting first time to Japan. There is a certain way of discipline followed here for every, and there is a very micro level kind of consideration for each everything. So how do you ensure that that will not cause any trouble for your management or your way of handling the property, or for others, because inconvenience to others is a big concern.
Yeah, very true, very true. So these are some of the norms that probably Indians. So I always tell it to our investors as well and the colleagues that Indian is our main customers, right? And I'll tell you, with God's grace, so far we have had fantastic customers. Meaning I always thought that Indian से तो थोड़ा बहुत कहीं पर ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, but never. never. Very rarely a couple of incidents तो होते रहते हैं that which are standard, but generally all the experience has been fantastic.
Okay.
And ये जो है ना, so as I say that when you have selected your customers, they come with a baggage.
Right.
So Indians की expectations अलग होने वाली है. They're not going to be like Japanese people,
Right.
They are going to come with मुझे नहीं पता था ये थैली है, ये प्लास्टिक बैग्स में डालना है. So गोमी is the common problem, right? I always think that Japanese rate you on three things: your Japanese knowledge, your affinity towards the culture at a very broad level and strategic level, and suddenly गोमी कैसे फेंकते हो आप? हाँ,
माना.
so एकदम डायरेक्ट लो लेवल पे आके वो
Right.
कहते हैं गोमी कैसे फेंकता है ये,
Right.
इसके बेसिस पे आपका ये रहता है.
Right.
So they rate you based on that. So that is what we have tried to do, is to educate people in a very polite and subtle manner by the moment a customer has finalized, we send them a confirmation voucher like you generally get on booking.com or anywhere, right? So that along with that voucher goes our welcome message to the tenants. And that message is, so we have a very nicely designed welcome message, welcome to Lotus Kasai and all that. And after that we actually move into, with the country comes its rule, right? And as they say in Japanese, goni ireba goni shitagai, right? So that's how it is. So when you are in Rome, be like the Romans do. So then comes our rules and everything. We have YouTube videos as well explaining how to about
that's really
things.
good.
Yes. So you have basically a QR code, just whatever. So for instance, there are QR codes for washing machine कैसे चलाना है. इस QR code करो, वीडियो पे दिखाया है.
Very good.
So that is also helpful, right?
That's kind of an operational excellence also, right?
Yeah.
And
Best practices,
and
we can say.
information on demand.
Yes.
When
Yes.
you need it, there you have it.
Then you have it.
There you have it. And also, it's like a great way to pass like what has been kind of learned by the Indian community here to the new community who is just coming in, and they are up and running in few minutes there,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Kind of an induction.
So
training
now also with few lessons learned, जैसे गोभी को फेंकना, so it's a deal, right?
Oh, here we have a new guest in the frame.
Yeah. तेरा नहीं आने वाला है.
What's his name again?
Choco.
Choco. Choco pie.
Choco pie और
Take
Choco
it.
Jim.
With Gumi, basically, what we have done is now it's becoming more simple as compared to earlier, because भले उनके डेज हैं, किसी को डेज याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है आजकल, बिकॉज वी हैव अ प्रॉपर डेडिकेटेड डस्टबिन एंड ऑल दैट. सो आप कभी भी डालो, वो कब उठाना है वो उनका काम होता है ना. सो दैट्स हाउ इट इज. एंड देन वी हैव CCTV cameras both from a security perspective and operational perspectives as well. So there's a team sitting which observes, and if wrongly thrown and all that, so we politely go to the tenants and tell them that ये है.
Right.
But now we are also changing our policies, like Gomi bags will be given free of cost, no hassle. So you see, because the problem is not about people not wanting to throw it in the right manner, it is just about वो bag कौन लाएगा and all that. So just eliminate at least the problem solve. So as they say, as risk management में तीन ये होते हैं ना, avoid, mitigate और transfer. Avoidance is the best way to get the solution to a problem. So instead, if we have given them the Gomi bags, we are starting that soon, that we'll give you the Gomi bags from us, so that there won't be any challenge for you.
Got it.
Right? Got it. So these kind of ways we are trying to bring them more in a disciplined manner as well.
Right.
So right now we are at one of the latest editions of my work. Basically, this is Lotus Kasai. So as the name suggests, Lotus basically Indian origin से आता है. तो the concept was basically to make a complex which is completely dedicated for Indians, for the entire Indian community, जहाँ पर सारे Indian facilities हों. Not just that, but उसके साथ सारे जो Indian expectations होते हैं ना, generally, that no key money, nothing, all facilities and amenities included, entirely furnished. So Lotus Kasai, the concept actually started, the idea was in my mind for a long time, lying there, बट मोटिवेशन नहीं मिल रहा था. वन ऑफ माई ग्रेट फ्रेंड्स आनंद सागर एक्चुअली मोटिवेटेड मी टू टेक द फर्स्ट स्टेप. So this is the first crowdfunding project where multiple investors came in and so 2022 से ये प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट हुआ. देन इट वेंट इनटू कंस्ट्रक्शन. सो नया प्रोजेक्ट, नई बिल्डिंग बनेगी. सो लैंड देखकर हमने डिसाइड कर दिया था कि यहीं पर करना है. एक तो कॉर्नर जगह है, सो लोकेशन वाइज इट वाज ऑल नाइस. कंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए हमारी कंपनी फिक्स थी, सो दे कंस्ट्रक्टेड इट. सो इट केम लाइक अ काइंड ऑफ अ तातेउरी जिसे कहते हैं कि रेडी पोजीशन काइंड ऑफ. And these are total 9 rooms, so 3 in each floor, completely furnished. One room, so it's not even 1K as such. One room, small rooms, but it's with inbuilt kitchen and all. Toilet and bathroom is separate, but everything is furnished. So we have furnished it to the extent that AC, washing machine, fridge, फिर microwave oven से लेके even to vacuum cleaner से लेके even to tissue papers and everything. So for the first timers, everything is refilled, so you don't even have to buy a towel and anything. It will be everything ready for you when you come in and start staying here. Utilities वगैरह भी all inclusive in the rent, ऐसे structure किया हुआ है. Then it has an induction heating, so induction heating very safe and good for food purposes. So इंडक्शन हीटिंग आता है तो इंडक्शन हीटिंग ओरिएंटेड उसके आपको क्रोकरीज वगैरह लगते हैं, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो कम्प्लीटली अवेलेबल. सो देयर इज नथिंग स्पेसिफिक अनलेस यू हैव एनीथिंग इन माइंड. यू डोंट नीड टू बाय एनीथिंग. सो ग्लास, कप, स्पून, फोक्स से लेके सब कुछ वहाँ पर रेडी है. वॉशिंग लिक्विड, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. सो ऑब्वियसली इट कम्स विद अ वेरी वेरी लग्जरी बेड. सो ये थोड़ा लग्जरी स्टाइल पे आता है. So anyone who really wants to kind of lead a luxury life, at the same time decent rent to pay and stay with all furnished facilities, especially for short timers, this is, I would say, the most recommended place to stay.
One question about the commute, like which is the nearest station, train station, and which is the nearest bus stop?
So nearest station is still Kasai station, which is 10 minutes walk. Basically the nearest bus route is very near here. It's just 1 minute walk from here. That takes almost 3 to 4 minutes to reach Kasai station, but generally people commute here by walk. We also have bicycles, a couple of, if someone wants to rent those bicycles. Then commute के बीच में ही आपको सारे शॉप्स भी मिल जाते हैं. इंडियन रेस्टोरेंट्स आर आल्सो देयर एट कासाई स्टेशन. नियर बाय योगी सन्स हाउस एंड रेस्टोरेंट इज वेरी नियर बाय, जस्ट 4 minutes walk from here. So the nearest restaurant is actually Reka, Indian restaurant, I would say, and the other shops are also quite near. So Combini is just a minute away from here, and post office also is very near. So that way, yes, the comfort level is there. Obviously आपको vegetables और ये सब खरीदना होता है तो generally when you come by there's a small Eon veg shop also and a Combini nearby. So kind of the facilities are there, but obviously for doctors and everything you have to go to the station. That's always comfortable.
And is there any minimum tenure you expect for a person when coming for a stay?
Yeah, it should be at least minimum 15 days plus. Yeah, bare minimum. Because then there's a hassle in terms of cleaning and everything, right? So yeah, we generally recommend people to stay more than 15 days. Haven't come across anyone who really wanted to stay for, well, there was a couple of cases, but short term, 10 days or so. Yeah, but generally the rooms are, now we are in a different dilemma wherein the rooms are seldom available. So like even today, none of the rooms, these two rooms, 301 and 303, were available maybe a couple of days ago, but just they came on 28th, just couple of days ago. 6th, yeah, 6th April.
Just inquisitive about if we compare it with Leo Palace business model, how is your model is comparable to that?
Okay, so Leo Palace, they also run it kind of similar, but this is more Indianish, I would say, right? The Indian flavor is the most important part of it, because they don't come with the cooking stuffs and all the other stuffs, right? Vacuum cleaner and everything. Well, vacuum cleaner hoga, but yes. Then we have IH and the cooking utensils. उसके बाद में the towel से लेके brush से लेके.
It's like a hotel model.
Yeah, it's a hotel model. It's a Neo Palace
Right.
plus, but more Indianish. I'll tell you from
Flexible
multiple
kind.
perspectives. Flexible to check in and check out. So check in, there is no specific time. You can check in the morning as well. Check out also anytime. So anytime come in, anytime go. Secondly, Indianish from the perspective of, as I said, cooker वगैरह भी होता है. Then लोगों को जब Indian requirements होते हैं, for example, small thing, but this is very important. Lot of people actually thank us after they have reached, because ये पहले realize नहीं होता है. Everyone who was a short timer coming for the first time in Japan, the first thing that he realizes only after he or she has reached is, यार मेरा laptop 3-pin plug का था. I got the converters, but those are 2-pin converters. Now, do you get a 3-pin converter? No. So we have that converter ready, right? Small things, but that is a typical Indian requirement that comes in. We're picking up from the airport ho, for instance. Yeah, we have a WhatsApp community wherein you can float any questions for that matter. That is something that is completely unique. So wherein this is obviously free of cost. You can raise any question, like from day one questions come in, like Koyak show kahan par hai? The city hall, where is the city hall? So we help them do that. We have our own directions as well. Any support, any travel support you need, like for instance weekend pe kahan jaye, suggestions from that, you can just simply float your questions on the WhatsApp group, they get answered. So that is one such facility. Then we have also tied up with couple of Indian vegetarian shops. So खाना वगैरह जो कुछ है वो that get home delivered. We are also now not started yet, but offering discount coupons with nearby restaurants like Indiam and Desai Foods and Rika as well. So this is still in nascent stage. We need to finalize that, but that is something that we want to start eventually. Home deliveries for Indian food all as well.
Great. So it's not just you're providing the staying facility, but it's like end-to-end ecosystem support kind of.
So
okay, that's really good.
If I have to tell you one step ahead, we have offered a couple of people here in this building also jobs, part-time jobs as well. So that has been, because people come with an objective, right? Their objective is actually to make money, save money, and we are helping especially for those who are students here or newcomers who want to earn more, save more, and get their rent actually somehow paid from the additional work they do. So there's one student here who's actually so we have given him part-time work as well. So we are trying to build this entire ecosystem of how can we help you actually pay off your rent. So there's one lady, उनको भी हमने part time job दिया है. So some part of the rent is now getting paid through that. So I would say there is a human angle apart from the commercial and the other angles, I would say. And that is something that I want to give that as a priority. I have faced the similar challenges as well. So maybe others as well. And I think that human angle is more important to the commercial aspect here. Main objective is obviously is to look, because people, for them accommodation is just one part of that is not their mission, right? But obviously at the end of the day, when people come, they want that entire comfort, right? And that comfort is being taken care of. So we have selected, so everything that is there in the room is completely branded from the perspective of reliability more rather than just going for the brand. Important is that they should feel that it is everything here what we use is reliable, it's in good working condition, it's brand new, and at the same time these facilities are there for their comfort. At the end, every tenant wants to sleep well, so हमने बेड के ऊपर भी काफ़ी अच्छा रिसर्च करके फाइनली वो बेड डिसाइड किया, and we went with a very yes, it's pricey bed, it's a very high quality bed, but that's the one thing, most important thing that every tenant wants at the end of the day. काम करने के बाद में अच्छी नींद आना ज़रूरी है. So hand pick करके everything has been selected, it's standardized, so there is nothing called as ये room में कुछ अलग है, वो room में अलग है. It's all standardized, completely designed in a professional manner. And now we are getting digitized, so everything is going digital, so contracts are also now getting digital, so we're taking away all the hassles. It's also helping us from an operation standpoint to save each other's time. So now recently I have not even met a couple of tenants, but generally at least I make sure that I come once in a week here, spend some good time with people, talk to them, understand their challenges, because sometimes most of the times they will not actually, sometimes people are shy enough not to write and say कि ये चाहिए था वो चाहिए था. So there are regular requests from people कि थोड़ा ये अगर मिल जाता तो अच्छा होता and all that. So जैसे हमने अभी गर्मी जब थी, so वो टाइम हमने humidifier भी दिया था लोगों को कि humidifier होना जरूरी है, it's for your health itself. So these are a couple of small items, small but impactful. Right. छोटा help होता है, but they feel welcome.
Right.
That's the thing.
No, great. I think with Lotus Kasai, it's like you are creating a community rather than just
that is the more
just letting it out.
Yes.
That's really
and the
good.
ecosystem is more important.
Yes.
So once the ecosystem is set, people feel at home, right? As I was mentioning earlier, that it is very similar to the popcorn theory, right? हम लोग थिएटर में मूवी देखने के लिए जाते हैं, but popcorn is just one of it, right? You need it, but that's not the objective. So we want to make sure that accommodation problem is completely like ticked, right? So end-to-end solution to that accommodation. But if you come with any challenges, we are there. I'm there to hear whatever challenges. कि यार rent बढ़ रहा है, okay fine. Rent आजकल इतने होते हैं. So is there any way? Yes. Then we are helping you with part-time jobs as well. So it's not just for Lotus, but in other buildings also we have done that.
Great. Just the last question, Rahul. How can people find you? How can people find more about Lotus Kasai?
Wow. Okay. So right now, as I was mentioning, we are dealing with a different problem, which is a positive problem to have. That the demand is very high compared to the supply. तो rooms empty होती ही नहीं है. That is where the challenge is. So I'm rather avoiding too much of publicity and PR. But so somehow I've seen that mouth publicity has worked so far, and अभी तक तो भी कहीं पर जाने की या फिर लोगों तक पहुंचने की जरूरत नौबत नहीं आई. But yes, people can always reach us through Facebook page, my phone number, and well, there is no other means as of now, but eventually we're planning that yes, जैसे जैसे community बढ़ेगी, जैसे जैसे buildings बढ़ेंगे यहाँ के, so as Skyzen as a company, we want to build our own dedicated website as well, with all the information available there, so that people can come in, check in and check out anytime when they need. But when the scale grows nearby, we are planning for that as well.
So Rahul, would you like to add about your expansion plan, because as you are saying demand is more than supply, you have expansion plan, right?
Yes, so we are now exploring new options as well. Hopefully, if all goes well, by the Haru, April, or how we say, the spring next year, we would be ready with another building, probably in Kasai. Because Kasai is again then the next destination. We are on continuous lookout for good properties as well. I mean, still in initial discussions though, but I think by spring next year we would be ready with a new building.
And that would be how much?
People should be hopeful.
How many?
So this would be again kind of maybe two stories.
2 stories.
2 stories, 10-12 rooms
10, 12 rooms.
approximately.
Okay.
So you'll
That's
be
what.
coming up with the expansion plan of another 10-12. But
10,
it will
12.
take some
Yes,
time.
yes. But in the next 5 years, we obviously aim to grow to make this entire count of rooms somewhere beyond 50 at least. So वहाँ तक तो ज़रूरत है भी. But then catering to different problems, like sometimes there are more people who want to stay in sharing mode as well. There are a lot of students, a lot of long timers, but with who cannot afford very high rents and all. So उनको भी tackle करने के लिए कुछ solution चाहिए, because there are a lot of inquiries on that front.
Just one question on the organizational framework you have for this, like in addition to you, how is the structure like, or what is the organizational framework?
So basically we are so the company is for these kind of projects. So the buildings that I own individually are under my company called as IJ Catalyst or IGC Homes as a brand. With Lotus, what we have started is more crowdfunding. So the company is called Skyzen, and for this we have a complete organization as such. So where there are multiple investors who eventually become shareholders in the company, and then the company. So then we basically follow that company policy as such, rather than just looking at it from an individual standpoint. So then now we have appointed our tax consultants, legal advisors who regularly advise us on the legal aspects, because it's very important to ensure that all the norms, all the compliances are in place. So we are running it more as a company rather than trying to do something individually, because there are a lot of lessons that I've learned as an individual in my past experience in the last 100 months, which I did not want to, those kind of failures or mistakes that we have done. So we don't want to repeat that, and ensure that, because when a lot of people are involved as investors as well, it's important that from a tenant, from a customer standpoint also, it's completely secure, safe, under proper compliance, because now this is the first time we have attracted more than 4 corporates now, 3 multi-billion-dollar companies and 1 school, so which is already here, where they also demand the basic demand. The natural demand is that everything is under proper compliance and licensed, right? That is very important. So the structure, organizational framework as such, to answer you, is completely in place, and yes, it's like a continuous improvement, right? So we are with the legal advisor in place. With his advice, we are improving day by day.
And is it a proprietary in the sense, or you have a partner?
No, it's a proper Kabushiki Kaisha, where yes, we have shareholders.
Okay.
So not every shareholder or an investor is actually practicing and being part of the management.
Okay.
So management team can be different, right? So that is how we are operating.
Okay.
But our operational model as a motive in general, which is my individual objective as well, has been that policy throughout, that minimum physical work. Mostly everything is kind of automated. It's auto run, and even the day-to-day operations are kind of managed by a different company and individuals as well, who work on part-time. So the costs are completely minimized, right? So the same benefit can be given back to our tenants.
All right.